Hey, what is up guys, it is your boy, I'm Peter here bringing you another video today. Today guys is another installment in the Fresh Start series. We actually have episode 3, right? I think we're on episode 3 now. So with episode 3, what are we going to be doing today? We can actually see we're on my main account because I actually don't need to get on the Fresh Start account today, and also I don't feel like it because it's on my phone right now because I've been trying to grind it in my spare time and everything, so I don't have to be on my computer all the time and I can actually walk around and do other stuff as well. So I've been grinding that in my spare time, so I don't want to set up the mirroring software and all that, so I'm just going to do it from here because I don't really need to use the Fresh Start account for anything today, more so. So what are we doing today, OP? Today we are going to be telling you who you should select from your unit of choice ticket, your hero ticket that you get on your final day of logging in with the beginner bonus. I think it's is that what they call it? I forgot what the login bonus is actually specifically called, but everybody will get this as soon as they start playing the game. You just have to make sure you log in every single day, then you get the unit of choice ticket. So we're going to be talking about who you should select, and then afterwards, after you select them, what you should be doing currently in the game. So let's get in. So here it is, the ultimate hero ticket, the unit of choice ticket that the veterans and most people call it, because that's what it is. You're selecting the unit that you want. So OP, who all is in here? We have Clyde, Corsair, Arth, Roy, Mira, Lise, Sorg, Malia, Rim, Finn, Est, Rags, Marzex, Rayon, Nurum, number 2, Cilia, Swordsman, Rasu, Millennia, Cathamilia, Caius, and Platina. So with all of that, who is worthy of this unit of choice ticket? So right off the bat, let me tell you how powerful this unit of choice ticket is. This unit of choice ticket is letting you choose between these set of units here, which a lot of them are actually very top tier, and some of them even Hero Fest exclusives, which we know are only pullable from Hero Fest banners. So with that being said, I will go ahead and tell you that you should automatically roll out all the Blade Masters. You should not get these units unless you're a whale and you have every other unit in the entire game and you have every unit on this unit of choice list. Then get the Blade Masters. But if you're not a whale and you're a new player, which is probably why you're watching the series, then of course don't get the Blade Masters. They won't help you out because you need the true weapons as well, so you don't want to do that. So don't get any of the Blade Masters at all. After that, we move down a little bit. We have Roy, Mira, Lise, and Zorg. So Roy, don't get him. He's not that great at all. He has some niche uses, but he's not going to help you out at all throughout the game. Mira is the kind of the same boat as Roy. Not really. I think she's a little bit more usable than Roy himself, but still not as great. Lise, not really. She is a healer. She can cleanse, but you can get a free healer, which is the best healer in the entire game. Not really free, but a 5-star healer, which is the best healer in the entire game. Whenever I say best healer, I mean like the ones that's able to heal the most, and that's Auristilla. So you can get that by the the Rookies Rock pool, just by summoning on a Hero Fest banner and stuff. You can get Auristilla, so there is that. You may have even got her from your summon lottery on your new account, so I wouldn't recommend Lise either. Zorg himself is kind of an A tier unit still. He is a attacker. I wouldn't recommend him though because he kind of is a very lackluster attacker. He's not going to deal a lot of damage like the newer attackers and stuff. Malia is next. Malia is good, and don't get me wrong, just because I tell you not to pull or not to get her specifically, don't expect that she's a bad unit. Same thing with all these units, except if I tell you they're bad, like Roy for example. Malia is an amazing unit. It's just that she's not ticket worthy at all, just what she does, but she still is a very phenomenal unit. Rim and Finn we're going to come back to in just a second. Est is the next unit. Est is a really strong attacker. She's very underrated if I must say so myself. She can get a lot of stuff done. She has the enemy's break bar. She is able to increase your damage by 100% during break, increase everybody's damage, not just herself. So it is really good, but the only sucky part is that she's not really a breaker. She's more of an attacker and stuff, so don't expect her to be solo breaking the boss, even though she kind of can if you build her like a breaker with equipment, but still she is good in some situations. I wouldn't recommend the ticket on her though. Rags, same thing. Wouldn't really recommend the ticket on him unless you already have the 2 units that I'm going to be talking about in just a second. second. Mars X and Rayon, not great at all. Like, Rayon has uses. Mars X, you rarely ever see him because he's just a 5-star. He can't really keep up in stats. He dies too easily at this point and stuff, so there's that. Rayon, like I said, he has an awoken state. He used to be one of the best units in the game, but his awakening didn't do too much for him, so I wouldn't really get him in my personal opinion. Narim is next. Narim is really strong in arena, but not really anything else, so I wouldn't really recommend her either. Number 2, one of the worst units in the game right here. Wouldn't recommend her at all. Cilia, actually a really strong tank, but I wouldn't really recommend her. She's not nearly as good as the other tanks, especially because we have Thetis, Gerald. Now Gerald is a lot better than Cilia just because of the stuff that he does, so there's that. Rasu, don't get this, man. This guy is terrible. Don't let anybody tell you that Rasu is good, because he may have some niche stuff, but he's not good. Don't let anyone lie to you, please. Millennia is next. Millennia actually does have some uses in some certain fire nuke compositions, which is good, but you can get her from the 5-star pool already, so she's not really worth the ticket. Cathamilia is a Hero Fest unit, but wouldn't really recommend getting her. She kind of fell off massively, but you actually can use it with the Blade Masters in a cool little team composition with the Blade Masters, but nothing really crazy. Like, I wouldn't really recommend it. Caius next. Caius actually did recently get his awakening on JP, which is actually really strong. I think he actually has a stackable art damage buff on his true art or normal art. I actually can't remember, but that is actually pretty strong. It's just that Caius overall isn't really that good of a unit in general, so there is that. But whenever his awakening comes out, he'll be a cool unit, but I wouldn't recommend you ticket on him either. Platina is the last unit, and I actually would recommend you use your ticket on Platina just because this is the best breaker in the game, but I would not recommend you do this yet. Don't do this yet. This is like the, what is this, like the 4th recommendation I'd recommend you. But don't do this yet because I haven't even talked about the 2 units that you absolutely should use your ticket on. Now with that being said, well, we're going to talk about Finn and Rem. Now before I talk about Finn and Rem, let me just make this clear that you only get one of these tickets. We're probably not going to get another one of these tickets till an anniversary period, so keep that in mind. And whenever you get to the anniversary period, more than likely this will not be the same unit of choice, so there will be a brand new unit of choice ticket that you will get, so with a brand new pool as well. With that being said, let's talk about these 2 units right here, Finn and Rem. So let's talk about Rem first. Rem is an absolute godsend. This is an S tier unit. Do not let anybody tell you that Rem is garbage. If they say that she is garbage, they don't know what they are talking about. They don't understand the amount of value Rem brings to the team. So what does Rem do? Rem Awoken has an insane debuff on normal art. That's the craziest part. It's on her normal art, not her true art, her normal art. If it was on her true art, she'd probably only be an A tier unit, but since it's on her normal art, she's very easily able to get it. So Rem is able to reduce the enemy's attack and defense by I think 45% if I'm not mistaken, while also reducing the elemental weakness by 40%. So if it is a light unit, you will drop their dark resist by 40%. If it is a earth unit or like an earth boss, you will drop their fire resistance by 40%. If they are a water boss, you will drop their earth resist by 40%, and so on and so on. So that is a really strong debuff. Not only that, one of her abilities is called Astrology. Astrology increases damage based on the elemental dungeon currently here. It's really good because you get a damage resist buff for yourself with Astrology, and you get a damage buff as well, which can help you in certain nuke compositions where use Rem, because that extra damage may be what you need in order just to one-shot the boss. Apart from that though, Rem is absolutely phenomenal slot wise. She has some insane slots with 5-star magic, 5-star support, and 4-star defense right off the bat. Well, not right off the bat, but max LB. It's insane what that can do. Also, let me just say too, every time Rem uses an equipment, she actually will heal her team, which if you actually use a bunch of low equipment CT items on her, she can kind of somewhat become a healer. So that's actually another cool feature that Rem has as well. But Rem is one of the best units in this game. Very utility, very versatile. Can put this unit on a lot of teams just to give your team a lot of survivability, and Rem is just overall really good. So Rem would be one of the units that I recommend, but I would recommend Rem second. Now the one unit that I would recommend that you get, if you're a new player, old player, doesn't matter, unless the only reason why I would say you wouldn't get him if you don't have him is Finn. Finn is amazing. Awoken Finn is one of the best art generators in this entire game and one of the best support units in this entire game. This guy at max LB has a 5-star physical, 5-star support, and 4-star support slot. That is absolutely insane. And let me just tell you guys, all you new players, is that 5-star support is the strongest item in this entire game. That is the strongest equipment slot in the entire game. If a unit has a 5-star support equipment slot, that right there already buffs that unit, to be honest. Like, just that alone will make that unit good, depending on what else they do. Like, let's say if they have a 5-star support slot and a decent normal art and a decent true art, they may as well just be fucking A+ tier or almost S tier. So 5-star support is very, very strong in this game, and Finn has one of those, along with a 4-star support, which is like the best 4-star equipment slot that you can have in the game. Finn doesn't only do that, he's also, like I said, is an art genner. His true art gives arts, it also gives equipment damage as well. His normal art gives equipment CT, which you will never really use that, but it is, you know, there if you want to use it. His skill is going to give art gen to everybody, and it's just overall really, really good. Finn's one of the best art genners in this game, one of the best support units. This guy is the absolute must pick from this list. There is no reason in this world that you should not pick Finn. If you do not pick anyone else and you are a new player and you start struggling with the game and you did not pick Finn, then that is your own fault, because you could have Finn, and Finn will make this game a lot easier for you. Because look at it like this: you maybe as a new player, you may be like, OP, but he doesn't deal that much damage and stuff like that. You don't need to look at damage, because what you need to look at is art gen. Art gen, if you have art gen in this game, you will be able to dish out damage, because without art gen, you are not dishing out any damage. You are dishing out skill damage, but you're not dishing out the real deeps, and you're not going to be able to just kill a boss with skill damage unless like you're doing an intermediate version of like a giant boss with all level 90 awoken units. So, you know, don't expect that to happen, and Finn will make a lot of stuff easier for you. Also, let me just say too, Finn is one of 2 units in this game, not including like people like Weaver and stuff. Finn is one of 2 units in this game that are Grand Summoners units that are actual art genners. So keep that in mind. Units that actually deal an art gen over time. There's Finn and there's Sunji. Sunji is a Hero Fest exclusive, and she is not on this, and Finn is the other. So Finn would definitely be the one that you want to pick up. This guy's going to help you out on any team. He's very versatile, one of the oldest units in the game, but still one of the strongest in the game. So recommend picking this guy up for your tickets. So OP order of importance, what do you say your ticket should go to? Number 1, Finn. Number 2, Rem. Number 3 is arguable, because it could be Rags or Platina. Platina if you need a breaker, but I would say go for Rags if you have Regulus with his true weapon, because you're going to be able to do a lot of damage like that. If not, then of course just go with Platina, then Rags. That's probably, I would say I like that list. Finn, Rem, Platina, Rags. That would be the list that I would recommend personally. Actually, to be honest, now come to think about it, I would actually say for the 5th slot, then you would use Malia. Those are the 5 units I recommend that you select with your unit of choice ticket. Of course, you can only pick one though, and that one I hope is Finn, because if you pick Finn, you can never go wrong with picking him unless you already have him. If you already have him, pick Rem. So OP, what should we do in the game now after we acquire Finn, which you can see the boy Finn, Awoken Finn, on the home screen right here. So after you get Finn, what should you do? You should instantly start focusing on awakening this man. After you do that, OP, what should be the next thing you're doing? Apart from that, man, just keep focusing on story. You should be almost done with the story by now, I'm assuming, at least halfway or majority of the way through it. If not, then you should be pretty close. Keep doing events, you know, look at the events, you know, watch videos and stuff, try to keep up to date to see like what is coming out and all that. You know, try to be smart with your crystals and everything, and see like what banners you should be summoning on and all that. After that, after the events and the quests, I think that you may be able to start doing Crest Palaces if you want to. Of course, check out my Crest Palace guides if you want to see how to do some of the Crest Palaces. Or actually, I think I only have one in Crest Palace guide, if I'm not mistaken. At least right now, I think I do. So yeah, so you guys can check out that as well. Part of the guys, that this was actually a longer video than I actually intended, but I wanted to explain everything for you guys so you guys would know what unit you should select from your unit choice ticket, because this is a pretty important choice, and if you mess up here, you could definitely struggle later on down the line. So yeah, part of the guys, thank you all for coming out, man. It's been your boy P, and I'm out, guys. Peace.